Welcome, Tailgate Legends. Here we are. We got week 11 coming up. Um, that means there is only 11, 12, 13, 3 more weeks of the regular season. Um, Again, time is flying by. We have, standings wise, we have um, Adams family and Shearer both at 7-3, with Adams family Lemke with the tiebreaker. Both teams lost. Ricky 2000 lost, taking him to 5-5, and then Sam and Co. and Landon both won, bringing them to 4-6 each. And then Burns at 2-8. He also lost, meaning our division won 4 out of the 6 games. So maybe we might have the better division again. So Sam and Co. and Cheeseheads with Attitude, they're only 2 games out of the playoffs right now. Um, and like their teams don't even look that bad right now. I mean, scoring wise, Ricky 2000 has like 150 more points than them, but anything can happen, man. So we'll see. And then in our division, I'm at the top at 7-3. Pump and Munch and Mr. Fist are both tied at 6-4. Yach has a tiebreaker there. Shit the Bed Fred is only a game back at 5-5. And Greasers is 2 games out now at 4-6. So Greasers is going to have a tough road. They got a tough road into the playoffs here. But you never know. And then Fresh Prince of Hilaire is at 3-7. I don't think they're mathematically eliminated yet, but he's pretty much out. Per usual, gonna do this past week's matchups, next week's matchups, and then gonna do a little reminiscing on previous fantasy football weeks, and I'll go over that in a little bit. But first, let's go through last week's scores. First, we have Mr. Fist Gar against Ricky 2000 Roofer. Gar got the win, 142 to 117, and Gar only got 2 points out of his quarterback, and he still put up 142. That says a lot. It means obviously his team has a lot of potential. I mean, imagine if Mahomes adds on 40 points to that and he puts up 180. It could happen. So, and Gar just traded for James Robinson too. So we'll see. James Robinson has been a stud this year. So Gar is every bit a contender now. I know I did a segment, a while back about contenders and pretenders. I'm putting Gar in my contenders now because his team is rolling. Ricky 2000 only put up 117. Team is like, it's very up and down. Your running back situation is iffy. Even your receivers, like, it's a little up and down. So we'll see. You got a long road ahead of you, Roofer, if you're going to get past Lemke and Evan, both with what I think are superior teams. So, yeah, we'll see. A lot of points on the bench again, though. T. Higgins with 22, Josh Allen with 34. How many times are you going to bench Josh? How many times is Josh Allen going to sit on your bench and outscore Deshaun Watson before you finally put fucking Josh Allen in your starting lineup? Not that it wouldn't have got you the win, but just something to keep an eye on. Next, we have Pump and Munched against Cheeseheads with Attitude, and Cheeseheads with Attitude came away with the win, thankfully, for me anyway. Russell Wilson only got him 12 points, but Ronald Jones 32. J.D. McKissick was 16. Keenan Allen only got him 12. Deontay Johnson finally came through with 24. His defense got him 19. So 123, respectable number. On the other side, Pump and Much, you got 32 out of Rodgers, only 12 out of Jones. Stephon Diggs did get you 19, and then your kicker got you 16. Your fucking Bears defense got you 17. So, yeah, Singletary sucked. DK Metcalf with a shit game. Curtis Samuel with a shit game. Eifert with a shit game. Didn't have a ton of points on the bench either, so got some work to do. Next, we have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air against Third Degree Burns, and this really was just a battle of who has the shittiest team. It was final score 78-76. That's bad to have two teams under 80. Yikes. Both teams sucked. That's it. There's really no other way to put it. Yeah, neither team is really that good. That's it. Okay, next we have Shit the Bed Fred played against Evan Shearer. Prusky came away with the win here. 99-97. There's some close games in this one. This might have been the best week yet as far as competitiveness and games being close. Prusky with 16, 16, 16, 13, 10, 17. Pretty good, pretty solid out of everybody. Nobody really blew up. And then Evan, 15 out of Delvin Cook, 22 out of Cole Beasley, 20 out of Adam Thielen, 14 out of your kicker. Besides that, your team fucking blew donkey dick. You could have got the win if you would have started Zane Gonzalez, if you would have started the Giants defense, which obviously nobody is doing, or Phillip Rivers could have got the win. But Prusky gets the win. Prusky stays alive in our division. Evan stays tied with Lemke. Next, we have the Greasers against Sam and Co. This was absolutely the worst scoring output by anybody in the history of ever? Maybe? I don't know. This might be the worst. And it's fucked up because, check this lineup out. Carson Wentz, which, if we're being honest with ourselves, Carson Wentz is more of a name now than anything because he fucking sucks. 8 points. James Conner, 6 points. And James Conner has been good. He sucked last week. He sucked this week now. And things are looking kind of weird for Conner. I don't know. So we'll see. Leonard Fournette, honestly, I can't believe they started Leonard Fournette again. Leonard Fournette has been trash. He's the backup. He's a backup running back. So I don't know why they continue to start. At this point, it's got to just be a fucking, just for pride, I guess. I don't know. Or stubbornness. I don't know. Antonio Brown with 9, which at this point is still kind of a bold start. He is getting targets. I get it. AJ Green with 0. Starting AJ Green against the Steelers. They played the Steelers. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I played Gio Bernard because I had nobody else to play, and he's a running back. He's going to get work. And then Robert Woods with 5. Robert Woods has been really up and down. He just happened to be really down. Jared Cook got you a goose egg, another 0. Washington football team got you -1. And then your highest scoring player at 13 points, Jason Myers, your kicker, for a grand total of 46.7 fucking 2. What the fuck? Oh my God, that's so bad. Oh man. So bad. 46. I'm looking at my score. I didn't really pay attention to what was going on throughout the day. And then it was the end of the 3 o'clock games, and then I started going through everybody's scores, and I'm oh my God, they're not even gonna put up 50. It's fucked up. And then, of course, we have Sam and Co. You know, they fucking suck just as bad, except Lamar Jackson got him 29. They only put up 87. Lamar Jackson 29. Melvin Gordon was 6. Damian Harris did get him 19, but then Robbie Anderson 3. Allen Robinson 6. Emmanuel Sanders 1. Darren Waller 6. Mike Badgley 3. I mean, Colts got him 12, but, I mean, that's not a very good week either. So, Greaser's got some work to do. And then, my matchup against Adam's family, I came away with the win, 125 to 120. Lemke ended up with 12 out of Goff. Big Ben with 40 on his bench. That obviously hurts. But Nick Chubb got him 28. James Robinson with 16. Devontae with 13. Mike Evans with 19. Tyler Lockett with 8. Fant with 1. His kicker, Carlson, 15. And Eagles D got him 5. I mean, 120, it's a respectable number. And then there's me. Gio got me 6. Jonathan Taylor got me 7. Cooper Kupp got me 6. Terry McLaurin, fucking love Terry McLaurin. 16. Mark Andrews with 8. Justin Tucker with 5. Pittsburgh Steelers D with 13. And then the cherry on top, fucking Kyler Murray, 38. DeAndre with 23. Man, that was a fucking great game. That's going to get me rolling into my next segment, which is just the most exciting fantasy football wins that I can remember in my life. Just the most exciting. I've had some good ones. I've been playing fantasy football for a really long time. There's been a lot of amazing moments in my fantasy football career. Obviously excluding championships, just sheer excitement. I have a list of 5 of the most exciting fantasy football wins of my career, and I'm going to start it with the Hail Murray. These are in no particular order except number 1. I do have a number 1 most exciting fantasy football moment of my life. Besides that, everything is just not in order. So I'm going to start with the Hail Murray. Here I am, sitting in my fucking living room. I'm a little irritated, but I'm not that irritated because I expected to lose. Lemke's team is really good. I was down Zeke. Jonathan Taylor only got me 7 to start the week, so I was already pretty discouraged. But I'm sitting in this chair right here that I'm sitting in right now, watching football, thinking to myself, I am fucking down by 30 points. It is the last play of the 3 o'clock games. I literally thought to myself, unless I get a fucking Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins, I have no chance. That is all I'm thinking to myself. Lizzie's sitting next to me. The fucking kids are in the living room. Fucking Kyler just rolls out, rolls to his left, fucking jukes a dude, launches it, and all I hear is, oh, he caught it. And I fucking stand up. I'm like, oh my God, please be fucking Hopkins. It's Hopkins. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Penny and Jack, my fucking 2 kids, are fucking jumping around. I'm jumping around. I'm like, fuck yeah. Oh, it was awesome. It was really exciting. So it didn't get me the win, but it pulled me to within 8 points, and then Andrews and Tucker finished them off. But that was super, super, super fun. That inspired this segment of just fun moments in my fantasy football life. So that's the first one. Next, we have Jeremy Maclin. A long time ago. This is probably 6-7 years ago. Well, it must have been 6 years ago. It must have been the first year that we did this league, maybe the second year. I was playing Roofer. Jeremy Maclin played for the Chiefs, I think, and it was Monday Night Football, and I remember being down by 40 plus points. The only player I had left was Jeremy Maclin. Roofer was out of guys, and Jeremy Maclin puts up a fucking 50-burger, including... It was like a 30-some yard touchdown with maybe a couple minutes left in the game to put me over the fucking top. I remember I was living in my apartment, and for those of you who have been there, I had that sectional. Sitting on the sectional, I almost broke it because I'm fucking jumping up and down. I'm like, fuck yeah, Jeremy Maclin is the fucking best. And I'm pretty sure nobody heard from Jeremy Maclin ever again after that game. So that's the second one. Next, same thing, except this was last year. Last year, Amari Cooper. I was playing against Roofer again. Amari Cooper went for 55 points. I was down by 50 points, something like that. But I had Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. Well, Zeke ended up going for 15 points or something like that. Not that much. But Amari Cooper ended up going for a fucking 50 burger to fucking beat Roofer again. And Roofer, I fucking know you remember that shit. I was fucking going nuts then too. I'm like, oh my God, fucking Amari Cooper is amazing. Yeah, and then he fucking disappointed literally the rest of the year. He just fucking disappointed me. And I kept starting him, and I kept on hanging on to that fucking game. And it was like, oh, he's going to do it. He's going to pull through. He's fucking going to do it. He shit the bed the rest of the year for me. I should have fucking traded him right then and there. So that's number 3. Number 4, in this same league, I must have like a short-term memory because I really can't remember many fucking exciting moments before this league. But it was David Johnson's awesome year where he had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Everybody remembers the year. The Cardinals were playing the Seahawks that year, and the Seahawks had a really good defense. And the score was like it was tied like 13-13. Like nobody's fucking scoring. David Johnson, I think at the time at the time it was a low score. I think he only had like 15 points. I needed 17 points out of David Johnson to beat Yacht. I was playing Yacht this week. So it's the fucking end of the game, and so first and foremost, David Johnson got in for a touchdown at the end of the game, and then instead of going for the extra point, they went for the 2-point conversion. And I remember it was fucking super late at night. Because it was Sunday Night Football. David Johnson fucking runs left, runs it in barely. Like they reviewed it. They reviewed it for like fucking 10. It felt like forever, like 5-10 minutes, to make sure he was in. And they fucking called he was in. That put me up by 1 point to fucking beat Yacht, and I was fucking again just going nuts. That was like in the middle of the regular season, but still, it was fucking super exciting. And then the number 1, this is like, I don't know if this moment will ever get beat, ever. Boggs and I used to share a dynasty team. I think, Roofer, you might still be in that league. It's Cheese City. I haven't been in that league in years, but Boggs and I used to share our team. So, Deshaun Jackson is playing the Eagles are playing the Giants. It is the end of the game, and I know all of you guys remember this. I am sitting with Boggs in Boggs' basement watching the games, and fucking Deshaun Jackson, this is week 15, we have Deshaun Jackson, and kickoff returns counted for touchdowns. We were down by 4 points, and at the end of that fucking game, it was the end of the 3 o'clock games, that was all everybody had. Deshaun Jackson takes it to the fucking house for the Eagles win and for me and Boggs getting propelled into the fucking championship round. It was the most electric fucking fantasy football moment of my life. I remember just screaming. We were jumping up and down like fucking little girls. It was so fun though. I will never forget that moment forever. I will always remember and cherish that moment. It was so fun. It was so awesome. Yeah, so just the Hail Murray just really inspired me to just look back on just some of the best moments in my fantasy football life. That's what I came up with. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more, but that's what I got for right now. So, all right, so let's go into next week's matchups. My kids are about to come into the house, so that's gonna be fun. So. This is what we got. All right, so predictions real quick. I'll make this kind of quick. We got me against Ricky 2000. I'm back at full strength, kinda. I mean, I am, but so we have Kyler, Deshaun, Josh Jacobs, Zeke, Mixon, Fuller, Higgins, Hopkins, Jefferson, Kirk. I think I'm gonna take me. But this could be close. It could be real close. But I am going to take me. Next, we have Greasers against Cheeseheads with Attitude. So you got Russell Wilson, Ronald Jones, J.D. McKissick, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, Matt Stafford, James Conner, Todd Gurley, Antonio Brown, Amari Cooper, Tyreek Hill. I'm going to take Greasers in this one. But man, Landis' team is coming on. So I don't know. I'm going to take Greasers. But fuck, it would not surprise me at all if Landon won. So next we have Mr. Fist against Third Degree Burns. Hang on, I'm gonna change this real quick. Because right now I can only see the rosters, but I can't see the matchups. So if I go, sorry. Yeah, no, that'll be it. All right. All right, so Mr. Fist against Burns. We have Justin Herbert against Patrick Mahomes, which is crazy to think that this matchup is between Herbert and Mahomes is a good matchup. And then you got Duke Johnson against Kalen Ballage. Well, no, that'll turn into James Robinson probably. Elvin Kamara, T.Y. Oh, my God, I'm taking Gar. Yeah, DJ Chark. Chase Claypool, Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones has been pretty good the last few weeks. Yeah, I'm going to take Gar in this one. Yeah. All right, next we have Pump and Munch against Sure. Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr. Well, that should be Matt Ryan. Yeah, it should be Matt Ryan. We'll see. Delvin Cook. So I'll just go through Evans. Matt Ryan, Delvin Cook. Jamal Williams, maybe? No, that should be Calvin Ridley now. Yeah. And then Tyler Boyd, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce. Oof, I don't know. This is going to be a good matchup, I think. Because over here on Yacha's side, you got Rodgers, you got Jones, Aaron Jones, Devin Singletary, Stephon Diggs, DK Metcalf, Curtis Samuel, man, Hayden Hurst for Yach. Ooh, this. I think I'm gonna go Pump and Munch here. Yeah. No, I'm going Evan because I just remembered Rodgers and Jones. Aaron Jones, they play the Colts, and the Colts defense is stout. Yeah, so I'm going to take Evan here. Next, we have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air against Adams Family. I'm going to take Adams Family here. You know, Boggs, you got Mayfield, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Gibson, A.J. Brown, Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas. But, you know, Lemke, you got Big Ben, Nick Chubb, Mike Davis, DeAndre Swift, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. You got Tyler Lockett on your bench that you could play. So you got so many options. I'm going to take Lemke in this one. Shouldn't really be that close, but you never know. Next, we have Shit the Bed Fred against Sam & Co. This is going to be good. This is going to be a really good matchup. You got Joe Burrow against Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry against Damian Harris. Miles Sanders, Darrell Henderson, Chris Godwin, Kareem Hunt, Jerry Jeudy, Robbie Anderson, Juju against Kenny Golladay. I'm taking Prusky in this one. Like, you just kind of go through it, and it's like, I'm going to take Prusky. However, Damian Harris is coming on. He's coming on stronger. Darrell Henderson, with the injury, we'll see. But man, I don't know. On paper, Prusky's teams always look so fucking good, and they just never are. But I'm gonna take Prusky here. Um, yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I think he'll win. Yeah, we'll see. So last week we had high score by Gar at 140, 142.74, and then low score was Greasers at 46.72. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, as always, good luck this guys. Stay healthy, and I will talk to you next week.